All right. Hey, everybody. This is Parrish. Time for another Video Coach on Demand. Love this topic, man. Got some great videos today. The videos we're looking at are Peaceful Warrior, 4 clips, classic flick. Every parent should watch this with their kid. Every coach should watch that with their team. True story. Dan Millman, again, an Olympic athlete. Real excited, obviously. The title of this Video Coach on Demand is Chatter and Parenting. We're referencing parenting basically on the relationship between an adult and the child. If you've got some kids, then you got that role. But there's also the mentor's role, coaching in the athletics, in the business and corporate world, you may be a leader. So same idea. If you in your adult role have young folks that follow you, you could use this. What we're teaching here, and the lesson objective is emotional intelligence skill sets. Now, don't let that wig you out. That's just a framework, and we've looked at the framework a lot of times. It's Goleman's framework for emotional intelligence. There's 5 in the framework. That's how we study it, apply it in our own life. That's how we teach it now to the young. And what we're teaching them is to learn awareness and regulation to the chatter. Again, we're using the skill sets of emotional intelligence, and then we bring in chatter, which is kind of one of my basic ideas. We bring that out in the book, Learning to Regulate the Chatter. Okay, so a chatter is basically, it's a simple way, an approachable way to teach someone personal responsibility, because that's really what this is all about. The good news is we all have chatter, so it's a common thing we can all relate to. We all have that little voice in our head, right? Especially the one that doesn't shut up. And we reference it like a small rudder that steers the ship, or the bit that kind of guides the horse. The chatter is what determines our daily direction. And it does so through decision making, which we don't want to get into all that. Again, what we're talking about is your chatter and how you can, one, recognize it, but then also teach it to the young folks. Okay, let's get into this. Let's get into some videos. Again, I'm really excited about these clips. Again, to follow the instructional design model, here we go. Here's the knowledge. Here's what you need to know. We're going to talk to you about the skills, and then here's what you need to be able to do. And this is how you would teach it also. And then I'll give you an EWOD, an emotional workout of the day, something that we can actually put our hands on. So let's get into this. We're going to actually follow the video clips, actually match what we need to know. So clearing your mind, that comes to the chatter. We all need to know how to do that. You need to be able to teach that. Never nothing. That has to do with there's always something going on. Are you aware of it? Taking out the trash. You have trash, trashy chatter. They have trashy chatter. You need to teach them this. And then there's self-talk, that basic idea of what's going on inside of your head, which is the chatter. We need to learn to be aware of the chatter from the me world's perspective, but then also when it comes to us relating to other people, be aware that they have chatter too. And these videos get right into it, so let's take a look at this. First one, bridge. Sure. It's a bridge scene. Let's take a look here, man. I'm not going to play the whole thing. Again, you can see these online, right? Watch how Nick Nolte, who we call Socrates in this flick, teaches him how to clear his mind. Classic
totally forgot
example.
about this. I gotta get this thing at the gym. It's pretty important. I'll make this quick. Sure.
The scene that follows is where you really get this whole idea. Is during those seconds of him falling. He asked him, what was going on in your mind? Again, teaching awareness.
Hey!
Let's check this out.
I'm talking to you! What the hell is wrong with you?
Said you were in a hurry.
So you pushed me off the bridge?
I emptied your mind.
You what?
I emptied.
No, you didn't. You threw me into the river.
All right.
And while you were falling, tell me, Dan, what were you thinking about?
I don't know.
Were you thinking about school?
No!
Grocery shopping?
No!
This thing you had to hurry off to?
No, it was...
Present.
All
Devoted,
right.
100%.
See, that's what happens with us, right? Throughout the day, all these things pop up into our mind, into our chatter. And what we've got to do is learn the skill sets. You've got to learn how to calm the inside, right? Which Socrates in this flick, which again, I think is excellent from the director's perspective. Hang on, I don't want to see that clip yet. So it has to do with your chatter and clearing your mind. You need to understand how we're doing this, but then also we need to teach this. We need to teach this to the young people. Okay, it's a skill set. We're going to talk about what those skills are and how you use that in just a second. But let's keep going. Another thing that you need to know about your chatter is there's never nothing going on. So here we go. Taking the next one here.
What is that you do?
Okay, it's another scene in the
martial
movie.
arts move?
Peaceful Warrior. Okay?
And you didn't see it coming.
You weren't
Listen.
paying attention.
You weren't paying attention.
No, you're not. Your mind's filling up again.
Now watch.
You're missing out on everything that's going on.
There's nothing going on.
Oh, man. You know, okay. There's not going to be any magical moments like that for you, but, you know, what he's trying to teach here, which the director does so excellently, is you need to develop social awareness. That's the skill set. If we were going to go over here to the framework that we look at in emotional intelligence, you know, social awareness, you know, and that's a chatter thing. So you being aware of what's going on around you starts in your chatter. And we need to learn awareness to the inside and the outside. And the bottom line, there's never nothing. You know, we need to teach this. Okay? It's where you get out of the me world and you get into the we world. All right, we're going to talk about that one here in just a second. Okay? Next thing you need to do, next thing you need to know and understand is how to take out the trash. You know this, but are you teaching this to the young people? All right? Bad chatter is a part of the setup. Keeping from what matters. Right? In other words, at any given time, your chatter is taught to be exactly where you're at. But what we knew is we see the chatter just ranting. It goes forward, it rewinds, it goes all over the place. So classic example here. Going to let this one play on through. And we see another scene from Peaceful Warrior.
Take out the trash, Dan. The trash is anything that is keeping you from the only thing that matters. This moment.
Yeah.
Here. Now.
See there? And that's an 86,400 second agenda of the day. Keeping your chatter focused on where you're at in the moment for the task.
And when you truly are in the here and now, you'll be amazed at what you can do and how well you can do it.
That is what we call optimal performance. When the mind and the body and the emotions are in line for the task. All right, so you got that one. Again, moving forward here, self-talk, classic scene here. You're going to let this one roll on through, and then we'll look at the skill sets.
Oh, why do I keep trying? I'll never make this cut. Dad was right.
You see what's happening here?
Right if I don't find a way to do this.
The way the director sets this scene up, Nolte, Socrates, takes Millman, and he's listening to these other people's voice in their heads, their self-talk.
Oh, I don't know how to handle these kids. What do we say to them?
Talking. Their lips aren't moving.
I'm not their mother.
Okay, chatter.
Coach.
Coach thinks I'm worthless.
All right, so the illustration here in two ways. It's multiple fold. You've got chatter. I know you as an adult. I know you know that, and you're aware of that, and you're regulating that. You're following all of these wonderful skill sets, but are you teaching them? And if so, wonderful. If not, or you may even want to consider if you're already on this agenda, but referencing the chatter, and again, self-talk, whole idea is taking responsibility for it. Let's get into this so we can wrap it up. Skill sets, self-awareness. Learning to monitor your chatter. It's an 86.4. That means it's pretty much every second of the day you want to pay attention. And that's all we're teaching. That's all that is self-awareness. It starts right there. Okay? Self-regulation, the second skill set. Filter your chatter to maturity. All right? So, filtering your chatter is meaning when you find the bad trash, you find it rambling beyond the now. And one thing that we use just to kind of help monitor, mature chatter is we use the maturity metrics right here. Again, you're naturally over here. You're naturally going to be beating yourself up, your chatter. You're naturally going to be promoting disunity. Again, you want to get on this side, and this is personal accountability. It's another lesson, but it's worthy for using when it comes to regulating your chatter. All right, and I'm not even going to get into self-motivation. Again, that's the third skill set. But so many folks so many parents talk about behaviors of the kids, and they're frustrated. What most of them are lacking is self-motivation, and it's a skill set. That's what most people don't get. That's the new news in emotional intelligence. It's uniquely yours. I teach it like a 3-digit code. Dad, you got yours. Mom, you got yours. But you got to teach the kid how to find his. This 3-digit code, if you will. And you must seek in your chatter. It starts with your chatter. And if you really want to drill down, it's what's motivating you is what keeps popping up. But it keeps popping up with the chatter. So a good way to start that conversation, if you will. The ability, here's what you must be able to do: regulate your chatter on demand. That's the biggie. Those penny moments that you have awareness to now. It's the little thoughts that you start taking note of. And then secondly, you must be able to teach this valuable skill set to the young, teaching them to take responsibility for their chatter. All right? Here's the emotional workout of the day. Journal it. You don't have to, whenever I hear that, some people, I got to journal every day. No, just do it for a short time, okay? But what you're doing for a short period of time is throughout the day with your little journals, you're asking yourself frequently, what am I thinking? Now, that's a separate conversation than what am I feeling, okay? But you're going to ask that one too, and I want you to log both, okay? I want you to write them down. At the end of the day, this is the most important part, you're reflecting. You reflect back on your notes and you try to make sense out of why is all this chatter popping up to you? It's a connection between the head and the heart. And what you're actually doing with this exercise is you're building 1, 2, and 3. You're looking at awareness, you're looking at regulation, and you're also looking to find your self-motivation. Okay? The moment you take that and identify a younger person, I want you to think about somebody. And then I want you to start talking to them about taking responsibility for their chatter and how to use this gift effectively. And that's exactly what it is. It's a gift. Okay, and the moment you do that, you're working on your emotional intelligence leadership skills, which are social awareness and persuasion. Okay, so that's the wrap up. I do appreciate your time. You're working hard. This is a blended approach to learning instructional skills, and what we learn are emotional intelligence, how to be smart about our emotions. Thank you. Have a blessed day. This is PT signing off.